ago, the Good Feet store put me in one of their TV commercials. I wasn't able to do something that I loved because of my foot pain. I wasn't able to go on hikes. I got these arch supports years ago, and they're still kicking. They are still really helping and still making such a difference, and I just want to clamber around on these rocks. Bounce around like a little billy goat. That's what I want to do. I'm Moira, and this is my Good Feet story.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
What you're about to experience is special.
We are Black Excellence.
What if I made the wrong choice coming here?
Never let anything keep you from your dream.
We're chasing our legacy.
All-American Homecoming. New series premieres Monday, February 21st. Only on the CW.
For your next home or business project, Perspectives has the best options. Paint, wallpaper, blinds, shutters, custom-made drapery, and even upholstery. From do-it-yourself to commercial-sized projects, Perspectives has the products and advice to show off your style and exceed your expectations.
Take the news with you on the WKYT News app, on your streaming device, and on your radio at 104.5 The Cat.
Now, at 6:30 on WKYT Mornings, we are live across the Bluegrass tracking road conditions after a round of ice.
Plus, a tree came crashing down on a Lexington garage overnight. What a person inside is doing this morning.
And we are tracking power outages across the state and where you can go to stay warm.
This is WKYT Mornings.
We are glad you're with us this morning. We're talking about the work crews are doing to get roads ready if you do have to be out on them.
And before we get to that story, Jim is tracking the snow that's now heading our way.
Yeah, flying out there across central and eastern Kentucky right now. That's what we're dealing with. You can see it rolling across the Commonwealth here this morning with plenty of action around Lexington, out to the west, and now even going out to our east. You can see the snow has tried to make a more dominant transition there from sleet over to snow. It's probably still mixing in some sleet from time to time, but that is the way it looks out there right now. We get a little closer to Lexington and the flakes are flying. And they're heavy as far as the nature of the overall look outside. It's not the big heavy wet flakes because of the temperature profile that we have out there. These are the fine flakes. They're going to be blowing around and causing visibility to be reduced at times. Now, when I come back in a few minutes, we're going to look at how much snow I think that's out there, how much we can put on the ground from this latest round of the backside of this wintry system. I'll break it down hour by hour coming up in a few minutes.
All right, we'll talk about it soon, Jim. Kentucky's Emergency Operations Center is now up and running.
Director Michael Dossett says this storm hit a bit later than expected.
So that gives us some better outcomes and also some more difficult ones. The better outcomes are we're getting a reduced number of counties that will experience severe icing.
And on the downside, that delay meant ice had more time to build up overnight. That's what crews are dealing with this morning. Around 2,000 workers are trying to clear state roads. That's on top of all the local agencies tackling primary and secondary roads in cities and towns. Crews in Lexington have been out all morning.
And now our Jim Stratman is out there as well. He's in the Hamburg area. Jim, what are you seeing out there?
Yeah, Victor and Kristen, we're seeing more and more plows starting to come through this area. I've seen a couple come through here in the last 10 minutes or so, and they're working on trying to clear a little bit of these roads, but it is going to be a tall task for these crews later on today and as the day continues. I mean, you can see just a little bit here. It looks like they were able to make some progress getting a little bit of the slush and the snow cleared off, but as you come back this way, and from what I can see from my angle, I mean, even though they get that top layer off, that bottom layer, which has been developing for the last probably 10 hours or so, once that transition really kind of started overnight, it's still just an icy mess under these roadways, and that's going to cause trouble for crews all day long. We know that the city itself is already taking measures to try to limit people out on the roadways today. We've heard from Lexington Police that they've responded to 2 injury collisions, 3 non-injury collisions, and only a handful of motorist assists pretty much from yesterday in through this morning, which is a very, very good thing. The less people are out on the roads, the less possibility for accidents, and also the more room, time, and space that road crews have to try to get these roads in as good as condition as possible. And as I mentioned, it is going to be a struggle as the day continues. We've also heard from Lexington officials that they are closing city offices. They're canceling trash pickup. The Fayette County Public Library is also closed. And Fayette County Public Schools are taking today as a traditional snow day. All efforts to try to keep people home and not having to chance it on these dangerous roads. Now, you can see from some of these traffic cams that we're showing you, Leestown and New Circle, these roads are still just in very bad condition. Some of them completely frozen over at this point. And so while you could see spots of progress as you go around the city, you're not going to see overwhelming success at this point in trying to make these roads as clear and as safe as possible. We're also checking in on the interstates this morning. Meteorologist Allie Blake is out and about, heading out towards Winchester along 64. Allie, you were over in Franklin County earlier this morning, and you said that you saw some trouble spots out there. What is it looking like as you head further east?
Hey, Jim Stratman, we are driving right now. We just made that change back onto I-64 East, heading towards Winchester. And really, after we left Franklin County, the snow started to come down, and we could see the roads significantly worse than earlier when we were driving on I-64 West, heading towards Frankfort. We can see the roads are becoming snow-covered. I will say, just before you sent it over to us, we saw a fleet of snow plows and ice and really salt trucks heading onto I-75 south towards Lexington. So we are seeing road crews out, but I will say the road that we're on right now is a little dicey out there. You know, we have the heavy snow, which is reducing visibility. Also, it's just so dark out, so it's hard to even see some of the lines on the roads. We have seen a couple of cars, but for the most part, most people are staying off the roads. I mean, it's still only 6:34 in the morning, so it's still quite early, but we want to make sure people are staying home because we're still seeing ice on many surfaces. One thing, though, before you leave the door, if you have to, make sure you have enough windshield wiper fluids. We've had to use ours plenty of times this morning, and even we've seen a bit of freezing drizzle, which has caused us to have to get out and really work on our windshield, so that's reduced visibility at times. But really, as we head on I-64 East towards Winchester, heavy snow is falling, and of course the roads are starting to get a little slick. But live, of course, out in Fayette County, I'm going to send it right on back to you guys.
Allie, thank you. A tree crushed a Lexington woman's garage overnight. Stephanie sent us these pictures on Twitter. She said someone was in that garage when this happened. They had to crawl out through a window. Heavy ice may have weighed that tree down. That is a problem we're seeing across the region.
And we've been talking to road crews in Scott County this morning. They say people are staying off the roads. This video shows a convoy of snow plows going down I-75. Sleet started building up there around 9 last night. It started in the northern part of the county. There were a few trouble spots. The on and off ramps to I-75 at mile marker 129, Cherry Blossom Way and Cynthiana Road were also icy.
In Louisville, more than 50 crews are working to clean up ice. Mayor Greg Fisher says workers have been out since yesterday trying to treat and clear roads. Jefferson County students have a traditional snow day today, not NTI.
Some parts of eastern Kentucky are dealing with flooding. In Knox County, the Richland Fire Department pulled a car out of the water on Route 11. Hours later, crews cleared a downed tree near Paris Park. We don't have any reports of injuries.
Thousands of Kentucky homes are in the dark. We have seen a few outages in our area. Most of those are in western Kentucky. Joe Arnold with the Kentucky Electric Cooperatives says those families may not have to wait too long.
The one good thing, of course, about the fact that it doesn't seem to be as widespread of an event, in general, the fewer people you have to restore, the more quickly those who do need to be restored will get back up and running.
At one point, the lights were out for about 900 homes in Lexington, but it looks like that has been cleared up this morning.
The Paris High School gym is open for people who lose power. Leaders say there is enough space for social distancing. The school district will provide meals, blankets, and other supplies.
City leaders in Moorhead have a warming center on standby. The Carl Perkins Center will open up if there are power outages. The Laughlin Health Building will also be available. Moorhead police say you can call them if you have an outage and need help. They'll tell you where to go. That storm is having a major impact on travel by both car and plane.
We are tracking quite a few cancellations at Bluegrass Airport, including most of the early morning flights. Nearly every flight out of Louisville's Muhammad Ali Airport is canceled. Travel experts say talk to your airline to reschedule.
The airlines are the ones that make those determinations whether to cancel any type of flights, and they also are the ones that would handle the rebookings. In very rare instances would our doors ever close for any reason.
And at one point yesterday, all flights out of Cincinnati were canceled. There are some now set to take off today.
Airlines canceled around 5,000 flights nationwide. That storm stretches from Texas to Maine. It's roughly 2,300 miles.
I'm worried about spending the night here. That's why we're trying to find a place to sleep tonight.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott called it one of the state's most significant icing events in decades. Ohio, Indiana, and Missouri all saw snow. In Alabama, that storm spawned a deadly tornado outbreak.
Ice in Louisville could cause delivery delays. UPS Worldport is in Derby City. The company stopped some of its regular operations yesterday because of ice in the area. A spokesperson told us safety comes first. You can track your packages online at ups.com.
You can stay up to date on the latest in your area with the WKYT First Alert Weather app. You can scan this QR code or you can search for it in the app or Google Play stores. That app will work with cellular data even if you lose power. Several vaccine clinics will not open this morning because of ice.
That includes Wild Health's testing site on Midland and the UK Federal Credit Union test site. Wild Health clinics in Mercer County, Boyle County, Clark County are also canceled for the day. You can find a list of more closings and cancellations on WKYT.com.
Kentucky's COVID positivity rate continues to decrease. Right now, it's 25.67%. The state reported nearly 9,000 new cases yesterday and 30 deaths. Hospitalization numbers are slightly up.
Lexington's COVID numbers are still high, but they do appear to be leveling off. The health department reported 853 cases yesterday. The 7-day average is down to 831. Health leaders are still working through that backlog of cases after last month's winter storms and high testing demand. A bill to require public comment at school board meetings is moving forward in Frankfort. A House committee passed the bill last month. Now it has approval from the full House as well. Most districts already give parents time to speak at meetings, but the law does not strictly require it. The bill would mandate at least 15 minutes per meeting. It still needs approval from the Senate.
An infamous sports bettor is getting in on Super Bowl 56. The man known as Mattress Mac put more than $4.5 million down for the Bengals. Caesars Sportsbook says it is the second biggest legal bet ever placed on the Super Bowl. Mac, whose real name is Jim McIngvale, is a furniture mogul in Houston, known for placing massive sports bets. That's part of a special that he runs. If his team wins, customers who spend at least $3,000 will get their money back. I think he's kind of a genius. He's got all of these people talking about it, getting advertising.
Smart guy.
And, maybe he'll win and get paid off there, too. All right, time to take a look at what's happening out on the roads.
Here's Officer Don with First Alert Traffic.
Good morning. Of course, the roads are treacherous. We've been reporting that throughout the state. We do have one collision. It's inbound Tates Creek at Gainesway. It's just before traffic tries to make that turn onto the circle, so it's a little fender bender there. Other than that, traffic is still light. With the snow, we've got a little traction, but boy, don't be fooled. The roads are definitely have a layer of ice under there, which is going to make it hard to stop. So be extra careful if you do have to get out. Of course, crews are on the roads as well, so watch out for the trucks that are working this morning. We'll keep you up to date. Now back to you.
Yeah, you can see that ice on those traffic cameras this morning, too. Well, more news from WKYT Mornings is on the way.
Coming up, how tornado survivors are dealing with another dose of rough weather.
And a dramatic dog rescue on the side of an ice-covered road.
Freezing rain has moved out of Lexington. It's been gone a while now. We are tracking snow flying through our skies. Well, maybe a little bit of accumulation of that. I'll have that for you here in just a few minutes.
I was sitting at the red light, and this guy's looking at his phone. Bam! He rear ends me. I called the Kentucky Courage Lawyers at 800-55-WILDCAT.
Call 800-55-WILDCAT. Morgan, Collins, Yeast, and Salyer.
With the eyes of the world upon you, you have to perform. You have to be quicker. You have to be more powerful. You have to be better. It's in the DNA of every Olympic and Paralympic athlete and in every new Toyota. We are driven to be the best, like the best-selling Toyota RAV4. Now get a new 22 RAV4 or RAV4 Hybrid with 2.49 APR financing. And get 2 years no-cost maintenance included. Drive home a winner. Toyota, let's go places.
A DQ Meat Lover's Breakfast Bowl is the ultimate meal to meet your morning. Just look at that crispy hickory smoked bacon. Oh, but look at that sizzling Purnell sausage. And when you grab a Meat Lover's Breakfast Bowl from DQ, you can have it all. With sausage gravy, fluffy eggs, melty cheese, golden hash browns, Purnell sausage, and hickory smoked bacon, of course. It's a portable breakfast that's hearty enough to meet whatever the morning throws at you. Get it today. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
With RA, you are so fatigued and you have so much joint pain. The Arthritis Center of Lexington recommended an infusion with it being located in their office. This was just a very comforting environment. I'm looking forward to not being in pain all the time.
Other heating and cooling contractors in our area will add plumbing, electrical, and insulation. Here at Comfort Master, we concentrate on one thing, your heating and cooling.
Helping lower energy bills and helping you breathe easier by addressing indoor air quality issues. That is our job.
Fixing comfort issues for homeowners. That's our job.
During construction, it's our job to make new homes comfortable and energy efficient. Trust Comfort Master, where your comfort is our job.
How does your home score? Get a 5-star house with distinctive design remodeling. Not only will you get a team that follows the current health and safety guidelines, but you get the quality outdoor or finished space that you've always dreamed of. And save time by getting your design and pricing of your project all in one appointment. Bring your home's rating up and see what you say about your distinctive design. Distinctive Design Remodeling.
Waitress, the hit Broadway musical with songs by Grammy Award winner Sarah Bareilles, is a little slice of heaven. Waitress, the hilarious hit Broadway musical. Order up.
Broadway Live and Clark Distributing Coors Light present Waitress.
When my husband was hit head-on, I knew it was time to call 855-WILDCAT for the Kentucky Courage Lawyers.
To talk about your case, call 855-WILDCAT. Morgan, Collins, Yeast, and Salyer.
And if you're just joining us right now, we are monitoring road conditions in central Kentucky.
This is a live look from I-64 East in Clark County. Allie Blake says they've run into a few trouble spots. She's seeing light snow and icy roads. We will keep watching and checking in with her as the morning continues.
An area devastated by December's tornadoes is now seeing the impact of the ice storm.
In Dawson Springs, the trees are being weighed down by a thick layer of ice. Kenergy says in Hopkins County, more than 2,000 people were without power. Trees there have fallen onto power lines, causing those widespread outages.
Hopefully everybody can stay home because, like I said, the conditions are deteriorating rapidly. So if at all possible, stay home. And that also allows those road crews to do the work without having to worry about other cars on the road.
Whitfield says he's proud of crews that have worked through the tornadoes and now the ice storm to help restore power in Hopkins County. An Indiana woman and 2 dogs are safe after a rollover crash caused by ice. Monroe Township firefighters say the driver lost control. She flipped off the road into a ditch. Somehow, she and her pets weren't hurt, but they needed help getting out. All 3 are expected to be okay.
We do want to see what the ice looks like in your area. We've already received a lot of pictures and videos. Let's go ahead and show you some of those now. This one looks like Frankfort. Got a small layer of snow overnight. Johnny Ray Feltner sent us that picture. He saw a lot of sleet in the region last night. And those roads, they are pretty slick. And let's go ahead and look at the scene in Bath County. Jeff Setter says this is in the East Fork area. You can see lots of icicles just hanging from that back deck right there. You're seeing the icicles hanging from those trees as well. And I mean, you can really see that when you've got a light on those trees on the back deck. And let's go ahead and watch this video out of Western Kentucky. Look in the background. You're about to see that really big branch just fall right down. It was cracking under the weight of all that ice. This is in the Princeton area. We know that there were a lot of power outages in that area overnight. Crews say that ice is to blame. Well, you can send us your pictures as well. Just tag us on Twitter at WKYT, or you can send us a message on Facebook.
Snow now flying here in Lexington and surrounding areas. So still holding on to a little wintry mix, which would mean some freezing rain and sleet in eastern Kentucky. But here, it's just the snow that we're watching flying through the sky right now. In Lexington, up toward Frankfort, into Scott County, down to Danville, and then you get to the sleet line that's crashing through parts of southeastern Kentucky right now. Let's give you a little bit of a radar tour so you can know exactly what to expect. Well, first of all, the roads are icy. Underneath anything that falls now, there's a layer of ice that is likely hidden in many cases out there by the nice little coating of snow that we're getting. So be prepared for that if you absolutely have to get out today, because it's going to be a very treacherous day, treacherous travel here for the morning hours especially. There you see that sleet line that continues to thicken up, and you can see that's trying to make a transition over to some snow. So it's kind of a back and forth thing out there from Beattyville to Stanton, Frenchburg, West Liberty up to Moorhead, and then we go a little deeper into the mountains here, and we find where the freezing rain remains active. Temperatures are just falling to that level right now, but you're not going to have a long exposure time. If you're watching in Hazard, you're not going to be dealing with it for a long period of time. It's going to wrap up, and then things look a little bit better for you as we likely change the precipitation type over to maybe some sleet briefly and then nothing. That's kind of the setup with there. All right, here's what we've got on the big picture. We've got snow, a good swath of it. It's pretty much the dominant type of precipitation in Kentucky now. After going through hours and hours of freezing rain and sleet, now we're to this level where it's plain old snow, and we have to go through hours of that as well here in and around Lexington, especially northeast too. Now it's going to dig in a little deeper and get across southern, southeastern Kentucky. You can see it right there. And that comes together, then those snow chances begin to wrap up. And we're just cold after that. Tomorrow morning, we sit 4 or 5 degrees for the early morning temperature, maybe around 0. Some will likely drop that low. Then those numbers are going to be split. Where it's wintry or it has been a little more wintry, numbers are probably going to come in the low mid-20s, down to the south in the 30s, and then another cold start to the day on Sunday with single digits back in town. Snow for this round that we have out there. I'm taking it from this point and moving forward, and what I think we end up with is maybe a good 1 to 2 inches of total snow accumulation on top of what we've already received out there. So this just takes it from the current hour and moves forward, and that's a good bet, I would imagine, right there for most folks here around Lexington and out to our east to get 1 to 2 inches from this. And keep in mind, it could be closer to just 1 inch, and it might be hard to measure anyway because of all the other junk that's out there from the overnight hours with the ice and the sleet that was falling as well. But that's our day, guys. That's our Friday, the end of the work week. We're staying on the frigid and snowy side.
So not only are people out there driving on snow, they've also got that layer of everything else beneath it.
That's the other issue, and you can't see it at times. Mm-hmm. So you'll learn when you step out on it and how slick it can be.
All right, Jim, thank you. We're tracking a new power outage here in Lexington.
Yeah, Kentucky Utilities says about 200 people are without power right now in the idle hour area. That is near the intersection of Richmond Road and New Circle. KU's outage map says the lights could be back on around 9:30 this morning. Well, we do want you to stay safe if you have to be out on the roads this morning.
AAA says when driving in icy conditions, do not brake and turn at the same time. Don't follow too closely behind other cars. Leave a distance of about 8 seconds so you have time to stop. And don't be too abrupt when steering, accelerating, or braking. Some of Kentucky's youngest weather forecasters have some driving tips as well.
There's icicles hanging off the tree. There's snow and ice. Make sure you clean off your driveway so your car doesn't slip on the driveway when you drive on the road. This is Taylor reporting back from Georgetown. Bye.
Great job there, Taylor. Jeremy Back sent us the video of Taylor's forecast from Georgetown. I'd say she did pretty good.
Yeah, Jim, better be careful.
She's coming for your job, sir.
Yeah, she did a great job. It did.
Pretty good.
Explanation.
All right, your time, 6:52. We'll be back with a look at our top stories on WKYT Mornings.
CBS Mornings is just about 8 minutes away.
Closings on WKYT are brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air, Kentucky Utilities, Roberts Heavy Duty Towing, Quantrell Subaru, and Collision Masters of Lexington.
Don't be left in the cold without power this winter. Get peace of mind with a standby emergency generator from Fayette Heating and Air. Keep the power and heat in your home running smooth and protect those costly groceries in your refrigerator and freezer with a whole home generator system from Fayette Heating and Air. We've got hundreds in stock and ready for immediate installation today. And with incredible financing options available, you'll never have to worry about losing power again, no matter how hard the wind blows outside. Call or schedule your appointment online today. Fayette Heating and Air. FayetteHeating.com.
At KU, we love showing our customers how to save energy and money.
And since we've all been spending a lot more time at home,
we thought we'd share some tips that we do in our homes.
Some are as simple as letting dishes air dry
and replacing furnace filters regularly.
But they're all effective and they all add up.
We'll be bringing you more tips soon.
Or you can check them out online right now. Find more ways to save at lge-ku.com/tips.
Broke down and need a tow?
Robert's Heavy Duty Towing. We're here to help.
Car wreck and don't know who to call?
Robert's Heavy Duty Towing. We're here to help.
Robert's Heavy Duty Towing is your community partner, and we're here to help in your time of need. Our clean trucks and our trained, courteous drivers will get your car where it needs to be. No job is too big or too small, and Robert's will be there first, anytime, anywhere.
Robert's Heavy Duty Towing. Service without compromise.
I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of the game. Oh, I'm only a slinging, I'm working overtime. Got the song and I'm the singer, the melody, the vibe. I'm a prodigy, logically, I'm impossibly wanted. And I remember my name. I remember my name.
I'm David Wilson. This is my son, Josh. We own Collision Masters of Lexington. We're a small business, locally owned.
We stand behind our core values of growth, integrity, work ethic, and relationship.
We value all of our employees. We have created a career path for each one.
If you're in a collision, contact Collision Masters of Lexington today. You've been through enough. Let us handle the claim process.
At Collision Masters, making your day is our family's business.
For a free estimate, call Collision Masters today.
This weekend only, Lexington Overstock Warehouse is opening our doors for our big weekend sale. Grab this Ashley two-piece sectional for only $7.99. Plus, get 12 months interest-free financing. Go to LexingtonOverstockWarehouse.com for more details.
Closed captioning on WKYT is sponsored by Cumberland Valley National Bank.
And welcome back to WKYT Mornings. The time now, 6:55. Let's get you up to date on our top stories.
More than 2,000 workers are trying to clear state roads. They're using more than 1,500 pieces of equipment. State Emergency Management says dozens of warming shelters are now open. Kentucky's still under a state of emergency and all state office buildings are closed.
If you have to be out on the roads, we do want you to stay safe. AAA says when driving in icy conditions, do not brake and turn at the same time. Don't follow too closely behind other cars. You need to have a distance of up to 8 seconds to stop. And don't be too abrupt when steering, accelerating, or braking.
Several COVID vaccine clinics will not open this morning because of ice. That includes Wild Health's testing site on Midland and the UK Federal Credit Union test site. Wild Health clinics in Mercer County, Boyle County, Clark County, they are all canceled for today.
Kentucky lawmakers will not meet in Frankfort today because of the weather. They did get some work in yesterday. Senate Bill 88 passed in the Senate. It lays out procedures for lawmakers to call themselves into a special session. We are keeping an eye on the roads for you this morning.
Here's Officer Don.
There's a collision at Tates Creek and Gainesway. Also, inbound Richmond Road just past the circle, a two-car non-injury.
And out there this morning, the snow is flying again. That can lead to some light accumulations on top of the ice that we already have in place. So just be prepared for that extra accumulation.
Well, the weekend is almost here. Thanks for spending your Friday with us.
More local news continues on the CW Lexington.
Take the news with you on the WKYT News app, on your streaming device, and on your radio at 104.5 The Cat.